Hello, my name's Ethan. Make sure to check out my website, ethanwrenn.com. From there you can find links to all my various socials. I'm constantly uploading new information across Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Discord, Reddit. Make sure you're following me on whichever platform you prefer to consume your media at. As you can see here on my website, I have a blog. Go to ethanwrenn.com, click this blog button, and you'll be presented with a bunch of different articles. I'm sure one of them will suit your fancy. Some of them are about tech, some of them are about gaming, some of them are about investing. Find one you like. Here's an example of what one of the posts may look like for Apple. A lot of the posts we make here on the website go in more detail about a lot of the products we cover here on this channel. Every post has its own unique video that coincides with it. And then at the very bottom, you're even able to leave comments and let me know what you like, let me know what you dislike, how I can improve. I'd really appreciate any feedback you guys would like to give. At the bottom right-hand corner of every page, there's this Discord button. You click it, you're basically able to view my Discord in its entirety. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to make an account. It's basically fully available. You click this button, you can go through all the various channels. If you see a picture you like, click on it, click Open Original, and you're able to see the picture in its full size in a new tab, so you can more clearly see the detail. It's a really helpful feature for like some of the charts that we cover that might have some fine text on it. Makes it much easier to see. Here's my YouTube. I'd really appreciate if you guys go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. We've been putting a lot of work into it. As you can see, we have over 752 videos and counting. On my YouTube channel, there's a playlist tab. You click it. This is a great way to find the specific information you might be looking for. So if you were looking for information pertaining to commodities, Forex, ETFs, stock analysis, this is all available for you in a nice, orderly fashion. I'd highly recommend checking out the YouTube. So what is going to be the next product we cover here on the channel? It is going to be symbol UGE. Now, what is symbol UGE? If you've been watching the stream, you know that we just covered symbol XLP, and XLP is the consumer staples sector for the United States. Now, UGE, as you can see here, it says ProShares Ultra Consumer Staples. Now, if you're following the channel often, you know that something we love to trade are leveraged ETFs. So we like to trade leveraged ETFs. We see a lot of value in them. I feel like leveraged ETFs are a great way to kind of leverage your investments and get the most your returns. And I feel like they're quite cost effective when you are looking at them. They're very cost effective as compared to like taking margin on your account or like even something like options, which can help you gain more leverage, but they expose you to so many more risks. It's not, for most people, it's not worth going that route. So what are some of the things that I like about symbol UGE? If you look off on the side here, it would be this fund offers a dividend yield of 0.96%. Now this is quite excellent for a leveraged product. XLP offered a 2.6% dividend. So if you were looking for something with a low standard deviation, a low beta sector, investing in the XLP can be a great option for you, and again, offers a great dividend. The fact that this leveraged fund offers a dividend yield at all is quite desirable. Some leveraged funds don't offer a dividend yield at all. Now, symbol UGE, again, ProShares Ultra Consumer Staples. When you see ProShares Ultra, there's a lot of different companies that provide these leveraged ETFs to the market. ProShares Ultra typically means it's a 2x leveraged ETF. So for every 1% you'd see in the underlying sectoral ETF, you'd expect to get 2% in the ProShares Ultra variant of that product, and that's what this one is. So it's a 2x leveraged ETF. A 2x leveraged ETF is good compared to a 3x leveraged ETF because you tend to see less decay, and in these 2x leveraged ETFs, you also see these uptrending price channels maintained much better over long periods of times. You are more comfortably able to hold 2x leveraged ETFs for very long periods of times than 3x leveraged ETFs. So on a technical level, what are some of the things I like about symbol UGE? As you can see here, we have the RSI. This is an indicator we cover on almost every symbol here on this channel. And as you can see, the RSI is quite low, nearing that 30. This is typically a sign that it's oversold, or it's potentially a good time to be allocating funds into this investment. When the RSI is high in the sky, like it was here on November 2021, it's typically a sign that it's overbought, or potentially it's not a good time to be allocating money into that particular product, sector, country, etc. The time prior where the RSI was as low as it is currently would be here in March 2020. RSI came down, touched that 30, and then symbol UGE proceeded to run as much as 364%. The time prior to that, where the RSI was as low as it is currently, be here in 2018. RSI came down, touched that 30, then proceeded to run as much as 75%. Prior to that, we have November 2016, RSI came down, touched that 30, proceeded to run as much as 48.5%. In August 2015, RSI came down, touched that 30, proceeded to run as much as 40%. And then here we are in August 2011, RSI came down, touched that 30, proceeded to run as much as 235%, with two prior laps of 70 and 147. Secondly, you would notice this upward trending price channel. Even over this long period of time, we're showing roughly 13, 14 years of price history here. You see this continued growth in this symbol. So if you were to hold a product like this for even 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you would expect it to continue to grow over long periods of time, while the underlying sector also continues to grow. Now, what are the holdings for symbol UGE? As you can see here, I pulled up the top holdings for symbol UGE on Yahoo Finance, and it says the top 8 holdings represent roughly 51% of the total assets in this fund. And with the primary holdings being Procter & Gamble, PepsiCo Inc., Costco, Coca-Cola, Walmart, Philip Morris, Altria, Mondelez International Inc. So these are a lot of the same companies that we saw in XLP, which makes sense because they represent the same sector. So again, when you see the underlying move, you'd expect this to move roughly 2 times the move in the underlying. Pretty great product overall. Again, we love investing in ETFs here on this channel because it's a great way for new investors to invest their money in a diversified way that does not expose them to idiosyncratic or like firm-specific risk of just holding a singular company. And again, sectoral ETFs are a great way to balance out your portfolio as well. If you're invested in a fund like the S&P or QQQ and it's a little tech heavy, and let's say you want more like utilities or consumer staples, you could then balance out some of this weighting using some of these sectoral ETFs. It's important to be diversified across every sector in a given country in a balanced way so that you're not overly exposed to the fluctuations of that singular sector. It's also important, another way you can diversify would be across market cap size. It's important to have allocations in not only large cap, but also middle, small, and micro. If you looked at one of the symbols we covered here today, which was IWC, all of these are available on my YouTube channel. We've covered the Russell 2000 for small cap. We've covered VO for mid cap. We've covered the S&P. Again, make sure to check out the YouTube channel and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So what are we currently expecting here from symbol UGE? Well, when we looked at our XLP video, we noticed that XLP was expecting a gain of roughly 27%, which would, if we were to 2x that here in a leveraged product, that would be roughly a 54% gain in the UGE. Again, consumer staples is a relatively low beta, low standard deviation, slow and steady wins the game sector. So this is a pretty large move to expect out of this sector. And again, I like this leverage product because it allows me to try and attain more value out of this relatively safe sector. This relatively low standard deviation, low beta sector helps me kind of get the most out of it. And I'm also a lot more comfortable holding it because I know that the XLP continues to grow consistently for the past 14 years without any issues. So leveraging into it could be a great way to gain the most out of it. And again, this product also grows pretty consistently over the past 14 years without any issues. So that's pretty much everything I want to say. I also put in a measurement from current price to the previous all-time high, which would be a gain of as much as 103.8%. It could take a while for that to fill out. It could take quite a while for that to fill out, but I just wanted to add that measurement in there. So currently projecting as much as a 54% gain in UGE, could easily, again, given enough time, touch its previous all-time high of 103.8% gain. Again, If it made the 54% gain, that would be a price point per share of $23.54. And if it touched the previous all-time high, that would be $31.43. We covered the top holdings. I think we're going to go into our next product now.